History of England, Chapter 13, Part 1. This is a LibriVox recording. All LibriVox recordings are in the public domain. For more information, or to volunteer, please visit LibriVox.org. Recording by Leon Mire. The History of England, from the Accession of James II, by Thomas Babington Macaulay. Chapter 13, Part 1. The violence of revolutions is generally proportioned to the degree of the maladministration which has produced them. It is, therefore, not strange that the government of Scotland, having been, during many years, far more oppressive and corrupt than the government of England, should have fallen with a far heavier ruin. The movement against the last king of the House of Stuart was in England conservative, in Scotland destructive. The English complained, not of the law, but of the violation of the law. They rose up against the first magistrate merely in order to assert the supremacy of the law. They were, for the most part, strongly attached to the church established by law. Even in applying that extraordinary remedy to which an extraordinary emergency compelled them to have recourse, they deviated as little as possible from the ordinary methods prescribed by the law. The Convention, which met at Westminster, though summoned by irregular writs, was constituted on the exact model of a regular Parliament. No man was invited to the Upper House whose right to sit there was not clear. The knights and burgesses were chosen by those electors who would have been entitled to choose the members of a House of Commons called under the Great Seal. The franchises of the 40-shilling freeholder, of the householder paying scot and lot, of the burgage tenant, of every liveryman of London, of the Master of Arts of Oxford, were respected. The sense of the constituent bodies was taken with as little violence on the part of mobs, with as little trickery on the part of returning officers, as at any general election of that age. When at length the Estates met, their deliberations were carried on with perfect freedom and in strict accordance with ancient forms. There was, indeed, after the first flight of James, an alarming anarchy in London and in some parts of the country. But that anarchy nowhere lasted longer than 48 hours. From the day on which William reached St. James's, not even the most unpopular agents of the fallen government, not even the ministers of the Roman Catholic Church, had anything to fear from the fury of the populace. In Scotland the course of events was very different. The law itself was a grievance, and James had perhaps incurred more unpopularity by enforcing it than by violating it. The church established by law was the most odious institution in the realm. The tribunals had...
Sample complete. Ready to continue?